Good morning, it is Sunday and we are up nice and early as we are going to a Christmas fair. It is the 17th of November and we are fully in the Christmas spirit and we are going to go and take Teddy to go and see Santa and hopefully he can make a wish of what he wants for Christmas this year. So we are making the most of all of this festive period this year, showing Teddy the magical side of this time of year, and today is going to be a good day.
My name's Pepper. It's lovely to meet you all.
Hi.
Who we got Russell and Teddy. Gimbal. You're gonna have to wake him up from the outside. I'm gonna count to 3, and then on the count of 3, everyone shout Gimbal as loud as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Gimbal! Teddy, look!
Hello! Do you want to come in and see my toy shop?
Yeah! Teddy, look, it's Santa.
Hello, Teddy. How are you? How nice to see you. Come over here. You come as well, big man. Hello. What's your name? Hello, Teddy. How are you? Come over here.
Our little boy was finally understanding who Santa was and the magic of Christmas, and this year he actually knew what he wanted to ask Santa for.
Really big dinosaur? Coin for you. And if you take that through the door there, you can get a toy. Another elf. So go and have a look through that door there.
Thank you. Should we find you a toy? Would you like a penguin or a monkey? What do you think?
Yeah!
Yay!
Say thank you. Good. Show me, wow! I had waited 33 years for this moment, for the magic of Christmas to become real again, and this year was officially the start of it. And to watch our little boy, after everything he's been through, experience these magical moments that all children should experience is more than we could have ever wished for. And ladies and gentlemen, this was only the start. It's a reindeer, not a buffalo, mate. Wow, you're on a bus! So that is us done here. We have had a lovely time with a couple that we, funnily enough, met on our honeymoon, who are really good friends of ours now, and they've got a little boy. So we've just come here to enjoy some festivities this morning, and it's been really nice. I think we're just going to pop to a local pub, just have an actual catch up, and then we're going to head home for the rest of the day. Our festive season has officially started. We are here. It's cool, isn't it? Wow! You coming down?
Yeah.
You come on your bottom?
No, you can't go on my bottom. Hold my hand.
Cool, thank goodness for a big coat, otherwise you'd have one hell of a wedgie, mate. We are probably about a week into Teddy's cough and cold, and it isn't getting any better. And myself and Katie have got a little cold as well, and so it's obviously something that we've all got, which kind of, we're hoping it's a nice thing that it's just a common cold, and it can kind of suppress any dark and horrible thoughts going into being symptomatic or anything like that. So, but we know these sort of times of year are going to bring on coughs and colds and bugs and infections and fevers, especially within children. And so everyone that we know at the minute seems to have a child that's got a runny nose. So we are due to be going up to Great Ormond Street Hospital tomorrow for our first consultation with our consultant under a haematology umbrella rather than a bone marrow transplant umbrella. Now, we don't really know what it's going to consist of. I think it's just going to be just overall checks, but there is a reason why that we have got huge apprehension for this, and it is because the fact that our consultant that we are seeing is, fortunately or unfortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, the same consultant which basically dealt with Teddy in his first few days after his diagnosis, and he was the one that gave us all of the really harsh and horrible talks about his prognosis, what his chances of survival are, and how serious his disease was. And obviously, once we left haematology and got transferred over to the bone marrow transplant for his whole transplant journey, we obviously got transferred over and changed our consultant. So we haven't seen him since the first couple of rounds of chemotherapy, but he was always a really, really straight to the point, honest sort of consultant who was just gave us the home truths about what to expect, which we were always really grateful for. But at the time, we were very much like, oh God, he always brings us bad news. So it's going to be really, really hard for myself and Katie just to look him in the eyes again, because the last time we saw him, he was telling us horrendous news. But because obviously Teddy's got this cough and cold, we're also going to get him to just check Teddy and check that it's all okay and that they don't want to do any other tests or checks. But also he's due his immunoglobulins next week, so we might try and bring them forward a week to try and help Teddy's immune system get over this cough and cold. So we're definitely going to be going up to Great Ormond Street Hospital, but what we do there we're not actually too sure about. But either way, it's going to be a really tough day for us. Since discharge, going into hospitals and these admissions, whether it be for immunoglobulins or just checks and stuff like that, is what I've struggled with the most, and is what I find most triggering, because obviously it brings back all the times that we spent in hospital with our son Teddy. And that's obviously what I've been trying to address with my counsellor, in just being able to deal with these situations a little bit better. And on that topic of my counsellor, I have, fortunately or unfortunately, got back in contact with the cancer charity that have supplied me with the sessions with my counsellor and therapist. And I've asked to firstly change my therapist, but secondly change the type of therapy I'm having to maybe something like cognitive behavioural therapy, because although it was kind of nice uplifting some information and also just talking to someone about Teddy's situation, I didn't find it very eye-opening and rewarding. I didn't feel like I was releasing any demons, or more to the point, gaining any tools to be able to help me out in the future. And I made him aware of this, and he kind of said, look, maybe you need a different type of therapy or a different therapist. So I had 3 sessions, and I'm basically now looking at going down a different route. And it's a kind of well-known thing apparently that signing you up with the first therapist doesn't always necessarily mean it is going to be the right therapist. So I'm proud of myself that I've managed to speak up to the charity and say that, look, I wasn't finding it overly helpful. It was lovely to chat, but I don't want to chat. I want help in terms of dealing with things in the future, so I can be a better person for Katie and Teddy and deal with any situation we have to come, with tools in my locker that I can use to assist the situation, rather than just have a once a week chat with somebody. I'm lucky enough to have people like my mum that I can freely talk to and just have conversation, air any thoughts and get opinions. And that's kind of what I was doing, and that's the kind of therapy that my last therapist delivered. So it would be more than suitable for some people, but I need someone to dig. I need someone to ask me why. I need someone to put me on the spot and get me out of my comfort zone and give me tools to have in my locker to be able to help me in the future. So that is currently in the process. I'm waiting to hear back from the charity in terms of who my new therapist will be, and then rebook those sessions back in. As with all things, especially in terms of this whole therapy and counselling thing, I am an open book. I'm very honest. I wear my heart on my sleeve. And so if something's not working, because of the fact that we are being gifted them from a charity, I didn't want to take advantage just for a chat for an hour every week. I want the help, because I know there's many other people and other parents out there that have also suffered with childhood cancer that need sessions like this, and I am one of those people. So for them not to be productive or effective going forward just didn't lay well with me. So I'm glad that I've made that move, and I look forward to our future sessions with my new therapist, and fingers crossed. But in other good news, Katie started hers this week, and she had an amazing first session with her therapist. And I'll speak to her. She may want to share some more of her information about her therapy. I'm not sure how she feels about documenting it all, but all I can tell you is that she fed back to me yesterday, and she said that it was just phenomenal. They managed to dig real deep. She felt a huge load of weight has been lifted off her shoulders. So yeah, that is extremely positive. But a little bit of honesty and a catch up in terms of where I'm at in terms of the counselling. Hey, back under. Good job. Hey, you did it.
Yes, go that way.
Go for it.
Yes, I'm up here.
Go on then, darling.
I did it.
And whilst I'm updating in terms of what's to come here on our channel, myself and Katie are also going on our first trip abroad without Teddy in T-minus 5 days. We're actually going somewhere that I've booked single-handedly, and Katie hasn't got a clue where we're going. So we're off for 3 days away to a place that myself and Katie have never been, but it is going to be good and it is going to be Christmassy. So stay tuned for that.
All the same time.
That sounds like a lovely idea. Down the hole. Whee! Whilst Teddy shoved a load of twigs down a hole, I'm going to go on this ginormous big swing. Because I've seen these before and the kids absolutely fly around. So I wonder what a 33-year-old does. Doesn't help that it's wet. That was fun. Silly, yes.
And my turn.
Your turn? It's a bit aggressive, but we can absolutely give it a go, mate. Whoa, good job I caught you, mate. Can I rock it? That was quick. Watch your head.
I think it's something sharp.
I think that's a leaf. You're way too intelligent for your liking, mate.
Something sharp, Daddy.
Is it?
Yeah, look.
With our little trip to the park coming to an end, we headed home for a good old game of sink and float, and Teddy had the right giggles. Not sure why, but sometimes there doesn't need to be a reason.
You're silly. Why that makes you laugh, I don't know, but we keep doing it, don't we? Big, wet, bubbly buffalo. Yay!
What was that?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
So we have been liaising with Great Ormond Street Hospital all day today, trying to understand what the plan of attack is for tomorrow. Cut a long story short, we have managed to organise to get up there early tomorrow morning to have his immunoglobulins done, his bloods done, but also have the consultation with our consultant whilst we're up there. So it actually makes it worthwhile us going up there all the way to London. So we're actually getting the bloods done, getting the immunoglobulins in to hopefully help Teddy get over this cough and cold that he's got, meet up with our consultant, and then do his monthly bloods as well, which will save us doing them next week. So going to be a long, tough day tomorrow, especially very triggering for myself and Katie. Obviously a hard day for Teddy, but we're going to stay strong as a family, get it all done, and get this weight lifted off my shoulders, because I know for the last week or so I knew that this gosh trip was looming, and this time tomorrow hopefully we'll be on our way home, and it'll all be done and a thing of the past. So big deep breaths, big smile. Tomorrow's a big day, and we will see you tomorrow. Morning, guys. Apologies, the light's pretty bad. It's 4:30 in the morning, and it is the morning of us going up to Great Ormond Street Hospital with Teddy. And I'll be honest, my apprehension is just off the scale this morning. And yeah, we know that it's going to be a long day, but something that we read on our letter from Great Ormond Street Hospital in terms of what to expect today was obviously our IVIG, his bloods, his clinic with our consultant, but also another medication to be given to Teddy, which I'm not even going to try and pronounce, but I'll pop it here, which we haven't heard of, which we haven't even discussed with anyone. And when you Google it, it's a chemotherapy drug. And if you look into it more, it can be given alongside chemotherapy. We don't know if there's an actual chemotherapy, but in my eyes, you don't give chemotherapy unless you've got cancer. And yeah, so obviously, I'm sure they will tell us and make us all understand about what this drug they're potentially giving to Teddy is. But seeing those words, chemotherapy, another new drug going into Teddy, and it says it suppresses his immune system, and I don't know, there's so many unknowns. It could just be a mistake. We don't know, and I'm sure it'll all unfold today. But I'm just off to work now, and then we're leaving for 6:30 to then head up to Great Ormond Street Hospital. But I just want this day done, like knowing that my son is going to be going through pain today, multiple medications, bloods. It's just absolutely kills me. It really does, which is why I always struggle with situations like this and why I need to get better at them. But a little bit of transparency with you guys, but I'm off to work. We'll catch you in a couple of hours when we get to Great Ormond Street Hospital, and let's see what this day has in store for us. So we have just got here and my butterflies are just through the roof. I absolutely detest being up here. It was a pretty rubbish journey. It took us 3 hours because the traffic in London was so bad. But I've just dropped Kate and Teddy straight outside the hospital as we're half an hour late. And I'm going to get all the stuff together and head into hospital and go and get this day done. The quicker it ends, the better than poor old Teddy. But let's go and get this done. Face our fears, ladies and gentlemen. Face your fears. It was so weird on our journey on the way here. As we were driving, Teddy, about 2.5 hours in, said, "Mummy, Daddy, I don't want to go to hospital." And we purposely haven't mentioned it because we don't want to upset him for the 3-hour journey that it was. Somehow he managed to pick up on the fact that we were going to hospital, which is devastating. His mood instantly changed. He became really grizzly and upset. And he knows, which is just devastating and absolutely breaks my heart knowing that he actually does understand what he's been through and part of his journey. But I've got to control these emotions and be strong for Teddy. Put on happy smiley faces and make it as fun as it possibly can. And hopefully we'll all be coming home by tonight. Let's do it.
After the many months of us being in hospital with our son, one of our golden rules that we always stick to is to never show Teddy how we're really feeling inside and try and make being in hospital as positive as it can be. He's a clever little boy now, and if he sees the two people that he loves, trusts, relies on and looks up to for safety and comfort looking or feeling down, then he'll pick up on that. So it's a non-negotiable. When we're in the hospital, we park our emotions and we are nothing but happy and positive in hope that it keeps him feeling safe and loved.
It's a yummy one too.
You got a big worm? Wow, look at that big slippery worm.
We had the numbing cream applied to all his potential cannulation sites and organised the vascular access team to cannulate him. As we all know, we've struggled in the past with multiple cannulation attempts. We were hoping for them to hit the vein the first time. Even when the nurse came in just to check his arm for the best cannulation site, he instantly became so upset, which truly broke my heart. I held him tight whilst soothing him and gave him constant reassurance whilst the nurse tried to cannulate him and take his monthly bloods, and luckily they hit it first time, which was the worst part over for our boy. The cannula was in.
You're a superstar, you finished. We're going to move to our own room, Teddy, because of your cough. Cannula is in and he's got his little chocky egg. Worst bit is hopefully done, mate. What you got? Is that a spinner? It is a spinner! Wow. So we have been here 3 hours, and in those 3 hours we've had the cannula fitted. We haven't seen our consultant yet. We haven't started our IVIG, which is 4 hours from then. Just generally running on gosh time again, but we're still waiting to see our consultant, which is going to be the most triggering part. But the cannula is the hardest part for Teddy and us, because I had to hold him down, and he is so strong now that he literally had his hand up in my neck, all in my mouth, trying to squeeze my cheek just to stop it happening. But they had to take a load of bloods as well for his monthly blood check. So just waiting for the consultant to come and see us and the IVIG to start, and then we're hoping that this medication that we saw that worried us, we spoke to a doctor earlier, and we are hoping that it was a typo and it wasn't actually something that's going to be administered today. But we're going to get that confirmation from our consultant when we finally see him. But for now, I'm just making a coffee and Teddy some toast and continuing on with this day.
As a parent that goes through cancer with their children, the trauma that comes with it is obvious, but it's the gut-wrenching scenarios like we face today about the unknown drug that was potentially being given to our son, which build like little blocks of trauma which last for years. Inevitably we found out it was a mistake and a typo by the hospital, but that single typo doesn't remove the 24 hours worth of googling, stress, questions that we went through. Yes, it was a simple mistake, but these small bouts of worry have a lasting effect on us as parents in the worrying world of cancer. But finally, 4 hours later than planned, the IVIG was ready to be given, and now we were just waiting to speak to our consultant. Although Teddy was becoming more aware of his dislike towards hospitals, our comforting and positivity towards him must be working, as he was amazing when all the nurses had left the room. He was happy just to chill, with intermittent spells of playing, watching the phone, stickers, board games, was getting us through, minute by minute. but with a toddler also comes with spells of wanting, let's just say, to be a toddler, and that with a cannula fitted, it can be hard at times.
Teddy, sit down, please, darling. Sit down, please.
But so far, still no sign of our consultant. As the minutes tick past, finally, after hours of waiting and questions flying around my mind about what it was going to be like to come face to face with the consultant that gave us every piece of bad news, I finally saw him at the door, waiting to come into our room.
Hey! So we just had our meeting with our consultant. I'm not going to lie, the minute our consultant walked through that door, it sent a shiver down my spine. Just the way that he just wears a mask and he doesn't expose all of his face, the way that he talks, the way that just his wording, absolutely everything just reminds me of sitting in a chair absolutely petrified of what was coming out of his mouth was when he was telling us all about Teddy's diagnosis. Yeah, it took me straight back, but it was only once we started talking after the first couple of minutes that I actually zoned back into the room and just managed to engage in the conversation rather than just stare into his soul like you were the person that told me that my son had a 30% chance of survival. And the fact that he was incredibly high risk to not survive and relapse. But we respect him highly because he has always given it to us straight and to the point and honest. And that's what we need. We don't need anyone beating around the bush. We needed to know facts at the time, and that's what he gave us. So grabbed me by the heartstrings, I'm not going to lie, but it was all relatively positive. He was happy and shocked at what Teddy looked like. Obviously, he hasn't seen him since he was diagnosed. And we're basically going to come back up here to Great Ormond Street Hospital every 4 months to see them and just keep an eye on his bloods and stuff like that. His words, which kind of brought us back down to earth a little bit, were obviously because he's a mixed chimerism, which means that obviously he isn't 100% donor cell, he's like 96. I quote, we obviously keep our fingers crossed for him, which in all honesty, he's never been away with words. He's very straight to the point and what have you, but we just take it on the chin and stay thankful that we've got each and every day that comes around and Teddy's still happy and healthy and well. We have got to do an NPA, which is a nasal suction of the mucus in his nose to get that tested to check what he's fighting. But yeah, all in all, he was very happy and so are we. So we've got the IVIG, the transfusion that we're having, and we've got about an hour and a half left of that. And then we have the nasal suction to go, and then we are heading for home. But Teddy hasn't slept. He's been an absolute angel, just chilling. And this day's nearly over, even though it is now 2 o'clock and we're going to leave right on rush hour out of London. So it's going to be a nightmare on the way home. I never really care going home, as long as we're all in the same car, happy, healthy, and going home. Then it could take me hours and hours and hours. I don't care. But it's being caught in hospital with the whole of our past trauma is what bothers me. But fingers crossed that won't happen. And we will touch base in about an hour and a half when the transfusion's done.
Once again, our superhero of a son, Mr. Teddy Bridge, had been incredible and made it so easy for us as parents to be strong for him and continue to make this as positive experience as we can.
I hate just shoving a phone in front of him, but when he is attached to a transfusion, it is the only way. He has to stay in his bed, otherwise I run around after him and there's a higher risk of him pulling out his cannula, which we don't want. So today's a phone day. Like, he's 3 hours in the car on the way up here. We've had almost 6 hours in bed all day, then 3 hours in the car on the way home. This guy's going to be bursting with energy, but it is what it is. Constantly on watch. Good old hospital days.
Daddy.
Look, Daddy put one on there. Oh! Be careful with that line. What's Daddy catapulting? Ready? Ready, Ted? Boing. Oh, hey!
Can I do it?
Oh, these beepy machines. What a ginormous big toe. Boing, boing, boing. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 rate changes and we've got 1 left, which will leave us half an hour. So we've got about an hour from now, which will take us to about 3:30 when we've got to have the cannula taken out, the MPA nasal suction done, discharge, to the car, home. Just going for a 5-minute leg stretch just to get out of the room. And this stairwell, oh, I've experienced some bad times in this place. Just sitting here crying my eyes out, not knowing what to do, where to go, who to call, just looking for someone to tell me that it's going to be okay. And now look at us. Our boy's still here, happy, healthy. We're here just for a checkup. How times change, ladies and gentlemen. I've said it once before and I'll say it again. Everything will be okay, as long as you never lose hope. That's something we've never lost. We've been down in the dumps, we've been broken, we've been upset, we've been rock bottom, but never lost hope.
Paw. And then paw. Paw.
13 minutes left, Teddy B. Come on! Woohoo! On the flush. 3 minutes. Come on, Teddy. Yay! A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABC. Next time, won't you sing with me? Woo! All together. Okay, last one. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Come on, say now I know my ABC. Next time, won't you sing with me? Yeah! Woo! I am leaving. I'm going to get the car. We've just got to the MPA to do and the cannula to do, which takes seconds. So because we have to park quite away from the hospital, I'm going to go and get the car and drive it to the hospital and pick them up after they've done that. But that is the day that I have been dreading over. The journey home is the journey home. It is what it is. But we are finally leaving Great Ormond Street Hospital. Thank the Lord. Whew. Tomorrow is a good day to have a good day. But for today, time to head home.
You were so brave.
That's a perfect time to end that video there. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, as it's completely free of charge and really helps our channel. A huge thank you to our Life with the Bridges family members, and remember, live for today, as tomorrow is never promised. Come back for our next video, where we go on a really exciting adventure.